What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the Crystal Palace Liverpool post-match analysis video. What did you think of the game? Where will Liverpool finish this season? What do you think? And who will win the Premier League title? And Liverpool had to grind really hard for this game. My man of the match was probably Mohamed Salah. He had the most chances for Liverpool, but Naby Keita, I think, stood out really well. There was an instance in the first half where Naby Keita does a heel, first touch with his heel, where he sends the Crystal Palace player the other way, and then he puts a through ball through the half the football pitch onto Salah's leg. Shame that Salah chips the goalkeeper, but also it was over the bar, so it didn't end up in the back of the net. But that was probably one of the best moments of the game apart from the goals. And Liverpool, I thought Liverpool played really well in the first half. The second half there were spells where Crystal Palace really dominated. In the first 10 minutes of the second half, Crystal Palace had 79% possession, which was really surprising to me. And hats off to Crystal Palace. They made this day very hard work for Liverpool, and don't let the 2-0 scoreline fool you. Liverpool probably deserved to win, but I think maybe a 2-1 scoreline would have been more justified, because Alisson had to make 3 big saves, and also Andros Townsend hits the bar. He almost breaks the crossbar into 2 halves when Naby Keita, just 1 minute after that, magnificent bit of play where he releases Salah. He does an error of judgment. He passes it straight to Andros Townsend in Liverpool's half, and Andros Townsend turns and has a shot which I think maybe could have gone in on another day. It rattles the crossbar, and that was the only big chance for Crystal Palace in the first half. I thought Christian Benteke was absolutely awful for Crystal Palace. On the other hand, Wilfried Zaha had some very dangerous runs, but I thought that Liverpool really contained him and defended very well against Wilfried Zaha, in that we always doubled or sometimes tripled up on Wilfried Zaha, the major threat of Crystal Palace. And there was a very, debatable penalty decision where Mohamed Salah is fouled in the box by Mamadou Sakho, and the referee gives a penalty. I think it was a penalty, but I can see how some people are saying that Salah was maybe looking for the contact and going down. But the thing is, Sakho kicks Salah's leg, and you cannot expect a forward player to stay on his feet when he feels contact. But I can see why some people are saying that Salah maybe was going already down when Sakho kicks him. I'm not really sure. You have to freeze and move the video frame by frame to see where Salah starts to go down and where the contact, or when the contact actually is. So I'm still 50-50 on that. I'm not sure that it was 100% a penalty. Let me know what you think about it. Was the Liverpool penalty justified? James Milner slots the penalty home very nicely, just on the stroke of halftime in the 45th minute. And I think that was a huge confidence booster for Liverpool, who actually had 68% possession in the first half. The second half was more even, 60% possession for Liverpool. And Crystal Palace didn't hit the target in the first half, but in the second half Crystal Palace had 2 or 3 big chances where Alisson had to make some big saves. And there also were a couple of instances where the ball was fizzed across the box, where just one touch by a Crystal Palace player and the ball is in the back of the net. So I think Liverpool got a little bit lucky, but against Crystal Palace you expect to come under pressure sooner or later in some form or capacity. And I think Liverpool really coped well against Crystal Palace in this second half. And my major complaint for Liverpool is that after the great first half, in the second half, in the first 25 minutes of the second half, Liverpool really lost the midfield, lost control, and Crystal Palace put Liverpool under sustained pressure. And as I said, there was a 10-minute spell, but Crystal Palace had like almost 80% of the possession, and Liverpool couldn't really get out. So I think we really still need to work on controlling the midfield sometimes in periods of the game. But I thought when Milner went off, maybe he was a little bit tired. Jordan Henderson came on, and I thought he distributed the ball really well. He organized the play, and Liverpool looked a much more settled team once Henderson came on. And I think sooner or later Henderson will start for Liverpool. Maybe Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp are just easing Henderson back into the side. And many people were asking where was Fabinho. He wasn't even on the bench. And let me tell you that even Fabinho himself, but also Jurgen Klopp, said that Fabinho needs quite a lot of weeks, maybe even months, to get used to the Premier League style of play, the Premier League intensity, and also the way that Liverpool play. So Jurgen Klopp does the same thing with Fabinho as he does with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain when he came in, or with Adam Lallana, in that he doesn't, or with even Andrew Robertson, he doesn't start these players straight away, but instead he works with them on the training pitch and eases them into, you know, life at Liverpool and into the playing style, into the demands and the requirements of playing in a Jurgen Klopp system. And we don't want Fabinho to end up like Bakayoko did end up at Chelsea, where he was straight away thrown into the team and he was like a deer in headlights, and he is now playing for AC Milan on loan. And he basically had a failed season at Chelsea. We don't want Fabinho to end up the same way. So I think it's sensible for Jurgen Klopp. And we have enough midfielders. We have, you know, Milner, Wijnaldum and James Milner. Sorry, Milner, Wijnaldum and Naby Keita really controlled the midfield in the first half. So I don't think Liverpool have any problems with that. And Henderson came on as very well in the second half. Lallana and Sturridge also came on, but they had just a few minutes. But Liverpool really should have pushed more for the second goal. Mohamed Salah, on another day, he could have had a hat-trick. There was an instance where he went through, you know, Andrew Robertson crosses it towards Salah. The defender gets a touch into the cross, so Salah lifts the ball over the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper also gets a touch to it, otherwise it would have been 2-0 already. And then Mohamed Salah finds Naby Keita in the box, but he shoots wide. And I think Liverpool, you know, Mohamed Salah on another day could have scored a hat-trick. He had a header which Hennessy saved the Crystal Palace goalkeeper, and he had a couple of chances where either the defenders blocked the shot or the goalkeeper made a save. And it was actually in the 93rd minute when from a Crystal Palace corner the ball is headed out to Mohamed Salah. He sprints away and then he releases Sadio Mane from the halfway line, and Mane just runs across Patrick Van Aanholt brilliantly. Quite smart play by Sadio Mane in that if Van Aanholt fouls him, it's a red card for Crystal Palace, but Mane somehow stays on his feet, and then he, even though he's stumbling, almost falling over, and then somehow he puts the ball past Hennessy and then past you know, the goal line into the goal to make it 2-0 Liverpool. By the way, there was another instance where Salah went through, and Wan-Bissaka, the young fullback, who I've been really impressed for Crystal Palace, he fouls Mohamed Salah, and the Crystal Palace player Wan-Bissaka gets a red card. And that was another instance which is pretty debatable. I've been watching the game with my girlfriend's dad, and he said that, you know, Salah was already you know, past getting to the ball. He actually did a long touch with the ball and the goalkeeper gathered it, so Salah wouldn't even have got the ball even if Wan-Bissaka didn't foul him. But I think it was a professional foul and a justified red card, but Salah couldn't score the free kick because the wall blocked it. So in the end, Liverpool ran out 2-0 victors, and we are now second in the Premier League table behind Manchester City on the goal difference. And it was really important to win this game because Tottenham, Chelsea and Manchester City all won their first two games. But also it was important to put distance between ourselves and Arsenal and ourselves and Manchester United, who lost to Brighton. And I think this has been overall a perfect start for Liverpool. There are a lot of things that we can learn from this game. Naby Keita is an absolutely incredible player. I think he's already one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. And if Salah and Mane puts their chances away, Naby Keita could have a lot of assists this season. So I'm really looking forward to how the rest of the season unfolds. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this review video. If you did, leave a like. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.